everybody, welcome back to my channel. I am Meg, and if you're new here, welcome. So today I am showing you this vintage wardrobe. I'm not sure how old it is, but it does have wood veneer on it and it's peeling quite a lot on both sides. So this is the piece. It is very beautiful. I love it when I find these pieces. They are gems. And I needed to fix the veneer on the sides, so let's get started. So here is another look. And I've got the front wheels on those little dollies. And here's a closer look at the veneer. So first of all, what I did is, in very bad angles, I managed to get this wardrobe onto its side. Sometimes I have no help, and so I have to do these things by myself. So this was the best option for me to put it onto its side. And I had my platforms underneath so that I could move it and roll it around. So first off, what I did is there was quite a lot peeling, and I didn't want to just glue all of that down. I wanted to make sure that I had taken some off, and then what was peeling underneath was the whole sheet of wood, and so I used some glue. I was running out, but I used what I had left over and just placed that underneath, and then I clamped it. So I put quite a few clamps on there. While that was setting and drying, I started to sand down the drawers, and I knew that I wanted all of the drawers to be raw wood, and that was the look I was going for. So I was using an 80 grit sanding disc with my orbital sander. Okay, so here is a look at the veneer so far, and I ended up putting this very heavy hammer onto the middle part because I didn't have anything else that would fit as a clamp on there. This is the glue, that's the glue that I used. It's LePage. So once that was all set, I took off the clamps and I started to use my DAP wood filler and put as much as I could with my putty knife in all of that huge area, making sure that it was nice and flat and filled in. Here's a closer look. I needed to make sure that all of those bumps and crevices there were all filled in with the wood filler. Once it had all dried, I noticed there was a piece in the middle, right there as I'm pressing it. It actually bubbled. It became like a big bump. And I noticed that the whole middle part of that side was actually sort of, you could press it like it was bouncy, just slightly. And I think that's what made that piece bubble. So what I did is I got my knife and I sliced down that whole area and completely took out that bubbled piece, which worked out really, really well. Sorry about my angle here. I have ended up recording in the wrong way. So once that was taken out, what I did is I put wood filler in again all over that area and where the bubble piece I took out, and then sanded it once it was dried. Pushing all those tools, I don't know what I was thinking. Anyway, I sanded it completely smooth, but it still had this crack there, and it also was a little bit bumpy, and I want it completely smooth. I don't like it when it has little bumps there. So I tried my best and added some more wood filler. Usually when you prime, you can start seeing what's underneath. So when that was dried, I stood the wardrobe back upright and then scuff sanded the entire piece, covered up the mirror as you can see there, and then sprayed my crud cutter. Now, someone had mentioned in my last video that I should be wearing gloves, and this was recorded right before that comment, and they were right. I should be wearing gloves, and so from now on I will be wearing gloves. So I sprayed the entire piece, let it sit for a minute, and then wiped it with a damp cloth. So once that was done and it was all clean, I started to spray the primer. This is the Kiltz Restoration Primer, and I knew that this vintage wardrobe would have a little bit of bleed through. So as you can see here, I taped up all of the wooden runners as well so that they wouldn't have paint on them, and then did about 2 to 3 coats of the primer. I have a cold, and that's why I sound this way, and I don't think I was thinking at the time about the ways I was recording, but after I primed, like I said, you can start to notice other bumps and things. So it wasn't completely flat to my satisfaction, so I wood filled again. This time I used another wood filler. I think it was the LePage, but I'll check. And then once that was dried, I ended up spraying it all over again with the paint and primer, as you can see right here. So there still was one little bump. It's the best that I could do. I think I must have sanded it so many times and just to get it right, but it did turn out really well in the end. So I have this transfer, and it was the perfect one for this piece. I wanted to spruce it up just a little bit, and I thought this one was so pretty, so I placed this on the door panel and then started to rub the transfer on. The drawers were fine, but as you can see, they needed something to cover them up. And so I vacuumed them all out with my little handheld vacuum that I love. And then I steamed with my handheld steamer the tissue paper to get all of those lines and wrinkles out. This tissue paper is called Greenery, and it was perfect for this wardrobe. So I placed this tissue paper in all 4 drawers. So once it was steamed, I placed it into the drawer to measure, and then used my knife to cut where the edges and lines were. So I placed a little cut with my knife, and then I used my scissors to cut it to make sure it was straight. It was a little bit difficult cutting it inside the drawer. So once that was done, I placed it into the drawer to make sure it was the right size, which it was. And then I brushed clear coat, which is just my usual top coat that I use. by Country Chic paint. And then I brush that on the bottom, making sure that there's a good amount all over the bottom surface. I place the tissue paper on top of the clear coat, and then I brush more clear coat on the top to help it seal and cure, and it becomes quite hard and durable. I also gave the front of the drawers a beige paint wash. This is so that, as you can see here, it's orange from the water. So when you go to top coat, the natural wood color comes out, which is the orange tannins, and I don't want that. So I use a beige paint, and I just spray some water on there again, and then wipe it off with a cloth so that it looks more like natural wood. And that way there's a thin layer of paint in between the wood and the top coat, and it won't turn orange. Then it was time to top coat the entire piece, and so I used the clear coat to top coat, and I did about 3 coats of it. So here is a look at what it looked like before when I got it out of the truck. So it needed a little bit of help, which is exactly what I did. And I saved the side panels with the veneer. And here's what it looks like now. I put new hardware on, and the transfer looks amazing. And this piece has sold right away. It didn't take very long, and it looks beautiful, and the sides look beautiful. And I'm so happy that I saved this wardrobe. And now it's going to a brand new home. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed this video. Please subscribe to my channel, like and comment, and I will see you next week at 3 p.m. Eastern. Take care.